How's it going? Let's catch up. Hey there, it's Elisa, but of course you can call me Ellie. It's been a few months since I shared my 2024 planner lineup with you, and while I think I did a pretty good job at making sure that I had everything that I needed for the year, there have been a few changes that I've made to my lineup, which tends to happen throughout the year. I know that when I see other people do their planner lineup videos, I often wonder what happens to those planner lineups after a few months. Do people stick with those planners throughout the year? Do things change? So I figured I'd share with you any updates that I make to my lineup. So I thought maybe we could start doing like a regular check-in kind of thing where we can just sit down, chat, catch up, maybe see how things are going with my channel, and most importantly, see how things are going with my planners. I think doing this on like a quarterly basis would be a good cadence to try to aim for, although I'm using the term quarterly pretty loosely here since obviously I'm probably not going to get these videos out like at the very end or at the very beginning of specific quarters. But like every few months, you know? So we're going to consider this check-in as the quarter one check-in because we just got through the first quarter of the year, January, February, March. This is getting published pretty well in April, but you know, that's how things go on my channel. Never upload anything on time, but we'll get into that later actually. Today, I just really want to touch on some of the changes I've made to my planners and then also give you an update of what I'm planning for my channel this year. So first things first, start with the planners. I did put out that 2024 planners lineup video, I think in December. I'll try to remember to link that video down in the description box below, but if you haven't seen that yet, you might want to check it out before getting through the rest of this video, just so that my planner lineup makes sense because it's a little bit chaotic. But just in case you haven't watched that video yet, here's a really quick review. So I started out the year with the intention of using 3 different planners. Well, really like 2 planners, but one would be used for memory keeping later, but it counts for the 2024 year. So first we have like my planner. It's basically the planner that I use for planning everything. And then we have my content planner, which is specifically for anything related to Ellie Planet, which I know may not seem like a lot, but there is a lot in here. I just haven't gotten it all out there yet. And then we have the memory keeping planner, which is where I'm going to be doing those like memory keeping spreads with stickers and stuff. I'm not going to get to this for a while, but at the end of the year, after I'm done using all of my planners, anything that I want to hold on to and keep for a while, those pages are all eventually going to be moved into this planner. So like this will become the 2024 planner after 2024. Okay, so those are my original 3 planners, but I actually ended up adding a 4th planner to my lineup this year. I don't even know if I should consider this a planner necessarily. So there's no like planner pages in here. It's just an old disc bound notebook that I bought from Joann, I think sometime last year. And then I moved it to mini Happy Planner discs because honestly, I don't need a ton of paper. I wanted to keep this really small and pretty portable and easy to grab. As much as I love my functional planner, it wasn't as helpful as I was needing it to be for some upcoming trips that I have planned for later this year. So I have a planner conference in Washington, DC coming up here pretty soon. And then I have a couple of like weekend long music festivals coming up this summer. And then a trip that I'm planning for my birthday at the end of the summer. And all of these trips have a lot of moving parts that I need to keep track of. Tickets, confirmation numbers. I'm paying for a couple of things on layaway plans. Then there's like flights and packing lists. And it's a lot of information that I need to reference pretty regularly so that I can plan like the other stuff. And those details were starting to get lost in my regular planner just because I would write things down as they happen, and then the next time I need to find that information, I wasn't sure where it was. So I was just starting to add some extra like pages and paper to my regular planner, and it was just starting to get to be too much. I was adding too many pages. It was getting way too bulky. So now I just have it all in one dedicated notebook. I have a section for my music festivals, a section for the DC Planner Journal Con that I'm going to, a section for my birthday plans, and then it's just nice to have some extra scrap paper around. So I could have used just like a standard spiral bound notebook or anything, but the nice thing about having everything written down in a disc bound system like this is if I do end up writing something down that I want to save for my memory keeping planner, I can just take the pages out of here and put them in my memory keeping planner, and then I'll have it forever. Now, to keep track of some of these bigger events that are happening, I decided to move that like year at a glance page that comes with the Happy Planner. That's basically just a page of all of the months of the year and all of the dates in those months, and then I've been marking on that page when those events happen. So basically I just wrote down all of my travel plans and some bigger things that I want to get done for the year, all on sticky notes. And then anything that had a specific scheduled date, I moved that sticky note to that month, and then everything else I left on the side column for me to be able to move over later once I do figure out when that's actually going to be happening, if it's going to be happening. It doesn't seem like much, but it is nice to get a visual of the whole year all together and see where I'm going to be spending the most money and energy and PTO for the year. So that's my planner notebook thingy. Journal, notebook, planner, I don't know. This thing. As far as my like planner goes, I did end up labeling the divider tabs in the back, so now I can very easily see and navigate to my work and health insert sections. And then I do have separate labels for Ellie Planet and then one that just says planner. I'm not really using those so much right now, but I figure I'm going to eventually move those tabs to the memory keeping planner. So while I was labeling the other tabs, might as well label these as well, just so that they all match and stuff. As far as the health and work sections go, I did change things around a little bit. So I do have this health section in the back of my planner. I had made custom inserts so that I could have one page per month and have a calendar on that page specifically dedicated just to tracking health stuff. And then of course I had a habit tracker on there because you know I love habit trackers. And then extra room for like notes and stuff on the back. But the original plan was to have that month's health insert in with the other pages for that month in my planner. So for example, my May health calendar would be in the May section of my planner after all of the weekly pages. That way, all of my planning stuff for that month would be like all together in the same section. The problem was I ended up not really using these health inserts for planning as much as I was using them for tracking and record keeping. So because I wanted to easily be able to compare each month kind of side by side, it was starting to get really inconvenient to have to flip to each separate month section and then have to go through all the pages. It just didn't make sense. So I did end up making a separate section for my health inserts at the back of my planner so I can keep them all together. A lot of the stuff that I track, I actually use apps on my phone for tracking or for like record keeping or whatever. But the problem is that there's a couple of apps that don't really talk to each other. And I like being able to see all of it all together all at once. So this little health section is working for me really well. I also had created custom work inserts. So kind of similar to the health inserts, I have one page per month. I have a calendar on the front, a section for notes and lists and stuff on the back, and the front calendar section is still working for me really well, but I've ended up not really using the back of those pages as much since a lot of my tasks and project management stuff actually lives in my work computer, and it was becoming more of a hassle than helpful to write that stuff down on actual paper. I'm still using the calendar front side a lot, mostly just to keep track of like time off that I've requested, project deadlines, things like that, where I don't need a ton of detail. I just need to be able to quickly see when certain things are happening. On the back, what I've been doing is just covering it with sticker paper that I've printed a dot grid so that it covers up those really detailed checklists. Basically, the back side of these inserts now is just a giant blank space for notes. It just makes me a little sad that I spent so much time and energy designing that like checklist section on the back, not to even use it, but that's fine, that's the way it is. You live and you learn. I did end up adding tabs to these work inserts as well, which took forever. I don't know why I'm so bad at labeling tabs and why it takes me so long. I originally didn't think that I needed any kind of label or organizational system to help me navigate through my work pages, especially since there aren't that many pages to flip through anyway. But when I do use these inserts, I'm flipping back and forth between each month a lot, and it was getting kind of tedious for me to find which month I was needing to flip to. So I thought I would just quickly add some little tabs on there, and it ended up not being so quickly, but it works really well. I just use these really pretty sticky notes I got from Amazon. They ended up being a little bit too long and covering up too much of that page, so I just cut off the end end and then stuck it to the page with tape, which first of all kind of reinforced that tab since I covered the whole thing in tape, so it's not just flimsy paper. And then I can see through the tape, so it's not covering up anything on the actual page that I need to see. And I really like these sticky notes. They're really pretty. The colors go really well with this planner, which is the most important thing, obviously. So even though the tabs were a ton of work and took me way longer than they should have, they actually have been super helpful, and I'm really glad that I added them. Now, originally I had taken the checklist pages from my content planner, which was originally a monthly layout happy planner, and I had moved those checklists into my functional planner in the work section. And my idea was that if the checklist that I had made for my work inserts weren't enough, then I would have extra pages of checklists to use for work. But now I'm not even using the custom insert checklist, so I'm definitely not using the extra checklist pages. So I've actually moved those checklists to the front section of my planner, and now I'm just using them for regular not work stuff. Last year, I had separate checklist inserts that I had designed that would help me track things that I needed to get done throughout the course of that month, or that I wanted to get done during that month but didn't have a specific date or week yet that I was going to be working on it. And I really like that idea of having like monthly checklists, but I was running out of room on those checklist pages anyways that I made for myself. So these checklist pages from the monthly happy planner actually end up working out perfectly. I think they're originally designed to have one checklist per day, but the checklists aren't labeled that way. They're not labeled at all, and I'm sure that's done intentionally so you can kind of do with them what you want. So what I've been doing is, instead of having like one checklist for the first of the month and then another checklist for the second of the month or whatever, each checklist is more of like for a project or like a specific type of thing that I want to get done, and they're checklists for things that I want to get done that specific month. So when I have some spare time throughout my day, I can flip to my checklist section and see if there's something that I can get done while I have that free time and energy. I have a lot of free time, not a lot of extra energy, so I keep some of those checklists now in the back of each month. And then something else that I keep in the back of those months there, I've been printing a custom currently sheet just on a big giant piece of sticker paper and then slapping it on the back of the last weekly page for that month, because as you may already know, the Happy Planner prints like a month overview on the back of the last weekly page for that month. But that month overview is for like the following month. So I think it's supposed to help you visualize what you need to get done for the next month, which I guess kind of makes sense, but like it's not in that month's section. So if I flip to that month in my planner, I don't see that page anymore. If I'm planning stuff for May, why am I going to flip to the April section of my planner? I just hate how it's set up. I'm sure it works for some people, but it drives me crazy. I hate it so much. So I usually have been using that page to write down my currentlies, or basically things that I'm filling my free time with that I enjoy doing, not like chores and things off of my to-do list, but especially like media. I guess that's basically it. It's like media that I'm consuming. So what am I watching? What am I listening to? Is there a certain show that I've been binging? Or is there a song that's been on repeat in my car for the past week? It would be what am I reading, but I hate reading, so I don't track that because I'm not reading anything anyway. So as those things come up throughout the month, I just write them on the back of that page. And then it's cool to look back and see like what my interests were at that time. But other than that, which I guess ended up being kind of a lot, that's basically all the changes that I made to like my main functional planner. I do still print out custom dashboards for each week, and I'm still keeping up the habit of doing those a month at a time. And I do tweak those every single time I print new dashboards, but it never changes a lot. Usually I just make one section a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, or I label it differently. But overall, it's pretty much the same concept. With my memory keeping planner, obviously I haven't really done any memory keeping for the 2024 year yet, so nothing really has happened inside the planner yet so far this year, other than just moving over the used pages from my functional planner that I want to keep and putting them in here. But I did add something to the outside, if you haven't noticed. Now, I wasn't planning on switching this to bigger discs this early in the year, but I found these gorgeous discs on the Happy Planner website, and I knew that I needed to snatch them up right away. They're these like really gorgeous kind of salmon pink color. They're not rose gold, they're not hot pink, but they're like a true reddish pink. But then the outside is this copper color, which I've never seen Happy Planner do this with their discs before, except for one other set, which was also expander discs. And it was the same thing, but instead of pink, it was black, and I wanted those too. But by the time I went to go buy them, they were sold out and gone, and I don't know if they've restocked since then or have any plan to. So when I saw those disappear, I knew that I had to buy the pink ones before they were gone. And then I thought, since I had them, might as well use them. And they look so perfect on this planner. They just go so beautifully with the cover. Just look at this. Look how pretty this is. I am obsessed. But that's pretty much it for this planner. Eventually I will be doing plan with me videos for this planner. But that probably won't be for like a while. But speaking of plan with me videos and videos in general, the last planner to kind of go over in my planner updates is my content planner, which there's actually a lot in here. I'm surprised how much I've used this so far actually. I used to keep any kind of content planning in just my main functional planner, but I'm really glad that I decided to move it into its own separate planner this year. So you may remember that this planner started as that like new-ish monthly layout by the Happy Planner. But a majority of these pages are custom inserts, which I designed to help me keep track of video ideas and then to help me keep track of progress that I've made towards making those videos. And I do have a lot of ideas for like miscellaneous videos, but a lot of those inserts are for plan with me videos that I still need to film, and I keep just getting more and more backed up with those. So because there's so many, I ended up needing to organize them a little bit, and I originally had them sorted in like chronological order. So like all of my 2022 planner, plan with me video inserts, and then all of my like 2023 and then 2024. But when I was looking for a specific video, I was having a hard time trying to flip through all of them and find that one particular insert. So while I was in my like divider tab making mode for my other planner, I went ahead and cut down this kind of like colorful watercolory paper that I got for Christmas and cut them down to tabbed dividers that fit in this planner. They look great. Again, took me so long. And then I just reinforced the top tabs with just like plain Scotch tape. It's been a tremendous help. And so basically this whole back section, which is like half of this planner, are all of those custom inserts. So basically what I do is when those videos are still in like idea mode, those inserts live in the back of my planner. But once I know when I want to try to publish that video, what I do is take that insert and move it to the month that I want it to be published in. And then I have a little sticky note for each of those inserts that I put on the actual date that I want that video published on the monthly view. So when I open up a month, I can see what videos I'm wanting to get done during that month, and then I can flip through and see the inserts for the actual notes for those videos. And then once I inevitably realize that I'm not going to be able to get that video done for that date, I'll either move it to a later date or move it back into its little designated section at the back of my planner. But I like having this planner set up this way with like the separate video inserts and the sticky notes and everything, because it does give me the freedom and flexibility to go through those cycles where I plan a lot ahead and then I kind of take things back a little bit, but I still want to keep those ideas organized for later. That being said, I do really want to get better at posting videos more regularly on this channel and being better at sticking to a schedule, which brings us to kind of part 2 of this video, which is my channel check-in. So clearly my channel is a bit of a chaotic mess, as it always has been. I'm getting better, but this channel still isn't what I want it to be yet. So I have 3 goals for this channel for this year so far. First, I do want to upload more regularly. 2, I want to continue getting caught up on my plan with me videos. And 3, I want to share events and travel that I have this year in real time. What does that all mean, you ask? Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so first goal, upload more regularly. Now, I know you've heard me say this before. I say it all the time and I mean it every single time I say it. I'm just not good at actually doing it, but I really want to change that. I'm going to try to upload a video once a week. I think I'm going to shoot for Thursdays. My videos seem to be doing relatively well on Thursdays. And you and I both know I'm definitely not going to be uploading every Thursday, but I'm going to try. And, you know, hopefully I'll at least upload a couple of times before my next quarterly check-in, but I really want to shoot for once a week. We'll see how that goes. So my second goal, to continue getting caught up on my Plan With Me videos. This is a doozy. In my head, when I started this channel, I thought, okay, I'm going to do a Plan With Me video every week and then kind of go along through the weeks of my life. And I've been bad at that from the start. So now I have all of these weeks that I haven't done any memory keeping Plan With Me videos for, which means that I haven't done any memory keeping for at all, because I've been waiting to do that memory keeping for when I actually make the video. And even though these memory keeping Plan With Me videos are nice to have for content for this channel, I also do this memory keeping because I want to keep those memories in a planner. Like, I do it for myself and then I film it for the channel, which is also for myself. But you know what I mean? I like having those stickers and pictures in planners that I can look back on. And I don't have that for the past few years. Sure, I've done Plan With Me videos for some miscellaneous weeks every now and then, but the last completed memory keeping planner that I have ended with June of 2021. And I've gone back and forth on whether or not I actually want to do memory keeping for the years that I've missed, but I really want to. And now that I've done a few of these as video format, I not only enjoy having the pages with this memory keeping stuff on it, but I like having these videos and kind of like a little narrative element to them. So even though it doesn't really make sense to keep making these memory keeping Plan With Me videos for weeks that are so far behind, I still want to keep doing them. And I think I just need to bite the bullet and go all the way back to where I left off at the end of June 2021. So expect to see those videos maybe, hopefully, possibly sometime soon-ish. And then hopefully this time next year, I'll be all caught up on these memory keeping Plan With Me videos, and all of this mess will be behind us and everything will be in real time and finally start making sense. Which leads me to my last goal for my channel. I do want to start sharing events and travel and stuff in real time. Now, I think the only vlog type things that I've uploaded on this channel so far for a trip to Disney World back in 2021, and I've always wanted to do more videos like that where I could share a little bit more information on big events like planner conferences and stuff on a deeper level than what I could get to in like a memory keeping Plan With Me video. But because I've gotten so far behind in my Plan With Me memory keeping videos, I felt like I haven't been able to share any of those experiences with you until I get to the memory keeping Plan With Me videos, which has meant that there is like a ton of stuff that I want to share with you that I just haven't gotten to yet. Like, I've gone to Go Wild twice now. You've seen nothing about it really. I've gone to Disney a couple times. You really haven't seen much of that either. And then it makes me sad because I do want to share those experiences with you. It's like posting pictures on Facebook where you just want to share your experiences with your friends, but this is like in video format, which I think is way more fun. And I want to be able to share that kind of stuff with you in real time so that we can plan for the event together and then reflect on it when I get back while it's still fresh in my mind and it hasn't been 3 years. I just haven't done that because the OCD in my brain is like, no, we have this idea, put the memory keeping Plan With Me video and the vlog or whatever, make them come out at the same time, and that's the right way to do things, so we can't do it any other way. And I want that idea to be out of my head. I don't want to have to wait a few years before I share stuff with you. So for these events and trips that I have planned this year, I'm probably going to do a little bit of like vlogging or just like sit down and chat like this with you, and then we can plan together and actually like plan, not memory keeping journal plan. And yeah, that means I'm going to be jumping all over the timeline a little bit. I'll have like a memory keeping Plan With Me for a month that happened in 2021. And then the next video is going to be like a vlog for a concert that happened this summer or something. But you know what? That's what I want to do. And I want to stop preventing myself from doing that. And this is my channel, by golly, so I'm gonna do with it what I want. So I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. Those are my 3 goals and updates for my channel. I guess we'll see at the next quarterly check-in how well I've done at keeping those goals. Ooh. But if you want to keep track of how well I'm doing that and maybe hold me a little bit accountable, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. See what I did there? Subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications so you can see when I'm uploading videos, see if I'm actually doing it on a weekly basis, which I probably won't, but then let me know. Hop on my Instagram, send me a message and be like, hey, yo, where's this week's video? I mean, don't do that too much. You'll wear yourself out if you do that every week. But okay, I have taken up too much of your time already. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and listening while I just sit here and ramble away all my problems. It really does mean a lot, so thank you. Hopefully, as we do this more often and I get better at this sort of thing, these videos will end up being a little bit more concise. But now you know how my planners look so far. I'm really satisfied with my planner lineup, and then hopefully we can work towards me being just as satisfied with this channel and also you being happy with this channel as well. But until next time, which will hopefully be sooner rather than later, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I can see you in my next video soon. Bye! Hello. Hi. Alright, well, at least say hi. Everybody say hi. Hi to Minerva. Hello.